Yeah, I wonder though, is it, I've talked with a few artists. I guess I'll say Billy Squire gave it to me when I was talking to him years ago. And he almost was like, I know that I write some lyrics that may not seem like real depth, but I also know that that might bring somebody in to hear the whole record. So I wonder if he's doing, and we should be doing our desk job, so we can also do our passion job, rather than I want to live in passion job 100% of the time. And I don't know if that's the real dream, and I'm just still naive to think I only want to interview 12 artists a year that want to elevate greatness and elevate life and this kind of stuff, and then I want to be able to golf, and I want to be able to go for bike rides and make sure my dog, and we can go out for dinner, and
Yeah.
you know what
Yes, you're on the dude. You're speaking to my heart. I mean, that is exactly. I think it is. I think what you just asked, is that the answer?
Yeah.
I think for people like us, for us to find success, what we're talking about monetarily. It doesn't sound like you want a lot of money. I don't want a lot of money in my life.
Right.
I just want to make a living. And I think to make that, we need a lot of people to subscribe to what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you agree? Okay,
Yep. Totally.
we
Yep.
both
Yep.
need a lot of subscribers, if you will.
Yep.
And to minimize the field of people who are listening by just writing the deepest stuff all the time is kicking ourselves. What's the expression? We're kicking ourselves in the foot. What am I trying to say?
Yeah,
We're tripping ourselves up by just me. And I know I do this, and I know that Simplify, this whole album, I've done that. And how can I sit here and be like, I want to have more recognition and more job security and just make sure I can tour my whole life and make money and have a family, and yet I'm trying to write the deepest shit imaginable. Right. I'm trying to challenge myself. So
yeah,
it's I think what we know we're both battling this the age old consummate question of creating art and doing it well. And I hate talking to those fucking people who are like, oh yeah, man, I got my deep songs and then I got my pop songs, man. You gotta have the pop songs, and I love those songs. Mm-hmm. I'm just looking at them like, at this age, I'm looking at them like, how do you do that? Because I think I want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm not really capable of just. Sometimes I will sit down at my piano and I will say, Brendan, you're gonna write your moneymaker. This is gonna be your pop song. This is gonna turn heads at the radio stations and the labels, and we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
And I don't get 30 seconds in without just thinking I'm disgusting or thinking I'm,
But don't you think? Didn't Indigo Girls do it back in the day? I mean,
mm-hmm.
Didn't they have some uncanny ability to write something with real depth that somehow still used a broad stroke, And
yeah.
And people got into it, and both those people, if you will, would go to that show. One would enjoy it because it tapped their foot, and the other one would enjoy it because it scratched their activism, heart.
Totally.
And I don't
totally.
And I don't know what the difference is, honestly. And maybe it's just me as a music fan. I don't know what the difference is between you and them, because I think you've got something where I'm tapping my foot, and I'm also going like, dude's in the same road that I'm on. We're driving down this highway together, and it feels good, and I feel less. Well, what I was talking about, right? I feel like, great, somebody else knows where my heart's at, and that's a good thing, I think, to reveal your soul like that.
You know what I think? I think you're exactly right, and I think with my music, my records so far, I think that the music is good enough, the lyrics are good enough, and it's poppy enough to have millions of followers. I really believe that. But I haven't been able to reach those millions of followers because I don't have one or two songs that are extra poppy to really get a machine behind me.
Mm-hmm.
because I think that machine is what can really help you reach the millions.
Yeah.
And and so that again answers my whole quest for life. Why don't I just write a couple dumb pop songs that are fun and feel good? Why don't I just do that? If I know that's the answer to reaching millions of people, why haven't I done it? And I think because I have this dream in my head of when I'm known, I want to be known like Ray LaMontagne or Jeff Buckley or people who did both somehow. They reached the masses and they didn't sound like they were selling out. They were the true artistic self. Leonard Cohen, that's those are the people, Maybe it's a ridiculous pursuit. I don't know.
I remember when Beautiful Day came out for U2, right? And I remember Bono saying, "This song is not going to change the world. It's just a ditty." And I'm going, but people should realize it's a beautiful day. And I found all this deeper, stuff with that kind of simple message. And I went, but he obviously realized it because there are U2 songs out there that are of real depth and real social justice oriented and activism happening within, and yet he just said, I think they knew it was a hit song, so they wanted to make it just as right in the center of uplift as you could make it, and obviously it worked, for many things can work for you too, right? But
no, it was just such a good song that it worked, I feel like that. What did you say? Just right down the middle, upbeat, about as upbeat as you can get.
Yeah.
I think that's just as important as trying to write deep lyrics.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it's more important. And
yeah.
I think as I get stronger as an artist again and just start to get comfortable in my own skin in the next couple years, I'm actually looking forward to turning somewhat of a corner. And
That's interesting that you can see that far to that corner. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I think I see it. I think I see my ability to write that upbeat and catchy album, but still make sure it sounds like me and it incorporates the themes I want to talk about. But it just takes an ultimate place of strength, I think. Strength and calm to make positive music with meaningful messages for me, I think is just going to take me standing on the strongest ground I've stood on in a while.
And I think same as me, right, is after you have sucked your own energy of searching for your purpose, sometimes it's just great when Beautiful Day comes up on my iPod.
Yes.
And it's just like, thank you. I don't have to wonder why the trees aren't falling on me in front of the road or whatever,
Oh, I totally agree. Trust me.
So I look forward to both. I look forward to that corner in your life and work, and same here,
Man.